Take a moment to look down. Perhaps you've noticed a bit of a spare tire settling around your waist, what many of us dismiss as the inevitable middle-age spread. But that extra cushioning isn't just a wardrobe inconvenience, it's an invisible scalpel aimed at your neurological health. As it turns out, a growing body of research suggests that a larger waistline is associated with measurable changes in brain structure and function. How does this happen? The culprit is visceral fat. Unlike the soft, pinchable subcutaneous fat just under your skin, visceral fat is the deep fat that wraps around your internal organs. It's metabolically hyperactive, acting less like a storage unit and more like a chaotic chemical factory. Research suggests a chilling correlation. As visceral fat increases, the volume of your brain's grey matter tends to shrink. Think of grey matter as your brain's processing power, the dense clusters of neurons that control everything from motor skills to impulse control. This may contribute to a self-reinforcing cycle. As the areas of your brain that regulate appetite begin to atrophy, you find yourself succumbing to late-night cravings more easily, leading to more fat, and in turn, more brain shrinkage. But the chemical factory doesn't stop there. Visceral fat cells pump out pro-inflammatory cytokines. These substances eventually breach the blood-brain barrier, the brain's high-security gatekeeper, triggering neuroinflammation. This persistent internal fire damages cognitive function and halts the brain's natural renewal process. In fact, studies have found that for every 0.27 kilograms of visceral fat gained, there is an associated decline in cognitive performance equivalent to roughly 0.7 years of aging. You aren't just getting heavier. These changes are associated with patterns typically seen in accelerated cognitive aging. The long-term stakes are even higher. High levels of visceral fat are linked to an increase in amyloid proteins. Imagine these as toxic cellular trash that clumps together to form sticky plaques. These plaques block the vital communication lines between your neurons, which are commonly observed in early pathological processes associated with neurodegenerative conditions, including Alzheimer's disease. Fortunately, your brain is remarkably resilient. Between the ages of 40 and 60, you are in a critical window for metabolic intervention. You can start by monitoring your waist-to-hip ratio. For men, aim for a waist circumference under 40 inches. For women, under 35 inches. The remedy isn't a miracle pill, but a lifestyle pivot. Focus on aerobic movement. Even a brisk 30-minute walk or 8,000 steps a day can begin to melt visceral deposits. Combine this with the Mediterranean diet. Prioritize leafy greens, whole grains, and omega-3 rich fish over processed red meats. Finally, prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, which acts as a nightly rinse to clear those toxic amyloid plaques from your system. We often obsess over clearing the cache on our smartphones to keep them running fast, yet we allow our neural hardware to be bogged down by metabolic waste. By shedding the weight around your middle, you aren't just reclaiming your physique, you're supporting your brain's capacity for adaptation, resilience, and healthier aging over time.